All right. So this is what we're dealing with. We're gonna start cutting it back here, but basically it's all rusting right there too. Gotta replace that line all the way back to here, where it's dripping, where it bursted, all the way back to way up there where it's tucked away. And match that bend pretty close to exact, so that'll be interesting. Alright, here it is outside of the van, and I am wondering how the hell this line did not burst on one of my long road trips. Thank God it didn't burst going down to the keys. So that whole piece is getting replaced. Alright, so I decided to just do this by hand because that bender doesn't have quite enough, tight of enough radius for some of these bends here. So I'm just putting it behind the line, bending it as I go, and zip tying it to hold it in place. We're almost there. Alright, left it a little bit long at the top, so I cut that off, but had to kind of twist it to bend around that angle there. But I think it's good to go. I'm going to cut all the zip ties and get it installed. Alright, and then got to flare the ends. One thing, if you're going to do this yourself, don't forget, put your fitting on first. So, you don't do all that bending just to find out that you flared it. You can't put this on afterwards. And then, you got to do the same thing underneath the car on those lines, and you definitely don't want to forget them there because, well, start running out of line, the more you have to cut it off if you make mistakes. So I gotta go ahead and slide one on there before I forget. Oops. If I can get to it. And when you're holding a phone, it makes things a little bit more interesting too. So I'm gonna stop that now. Get this stuff going. One thing to note is, as you saw in the beginning, how that outside coating was peeling off. It didn't allow for this fitting to fit on there, so just spent a bunch of time trying to scrape all that off with a razor blade, but alright, now we can work. Alright, we got this side done. I just got to go do the other side and then we'll start working on installing it. Oh, that back one was fun. Yeah, see, look, here's more cancer. Look, it's a 2010, alright, and we live in Michigan. Look at this thing. I had to get all the way back in there to get that thing. Is he hiding? Anyways, some of you might ask, Brian, you got all that money. Why are you putting all this time and effort into a 2010 Town and Country van with all that rust? I mean, look at this. There's the muffler. See that thing? Look at that exhaust. It's all rusted out. Looks like crap. It's leaking. Anyways, this thing is done really well. I've gone all from Michigan to Florida, multiple times to North Carolina in the mountains, so we're gonna keep her going. I mean, look at this part. Like, dude, how much longer is this thing gonna go down the road before I'm, Fred Flintstone in it? But I'm really glad that I saved that one till the end because, like, as you can see here, I'll back out of that a little bit. There's like nowhere to turn that. That was just such a pain in the ass, but I got it all tightened down. It's fully flared. So now it's just backing it out, getting it out of there, and we can install the new line. Alright, we got it dry fitted in here, so there's the back fitting. And then we gotta sneak this thing through here. But once we get those flare nuts tightened down, then we can secure these in the brackets, retaining clips, and then the next part will be to bleed the brake lines. Alright, now the line is fully installed. I think it turned out pretty good. Everything's tightened down, and I just gotta bleed the brakes, but I'm not going to show all that. It's kind of boring. And I already saved you enough time from the back and forth I had to do this process. It's a little bit longer than what this video is.